Hey everyone, it's Jessica here today playing along with the Peartree Cutfiles Pearscription files, which is a monthly Cutfile subscription, and it is so good every month. I love each and every file, seriously every month. I don't know how Marie does it, but she totally manages to create beautiful files every single month. So today I'm playing along with the Adventure Snapshots one, and I am just starting this off with some textured white cardstock and some Distress Oxide in bundled sage, and I'm just using a blending brush just to blend a little bit of color on there. I'm going to actually use that blue starry background paper by Paper Rose Studio for my background, but I just wanted it in a triangular shape, so I'm just going to apply some of this with my blending brush first to just create a little bit of interest around the outline of my triangle. So I'm adding here, as you saw, some splatters with water first just to react with those Distress Oxides, and then I've added some black splatters using some Heidi Swap color shine. I know a couple of you were looking for my voice in the past couple videos that I did, so I'm back, no worries. My baby girl is here playing today, and I am backing this cut file. So I'm just showing you a couple ways that I back my cut files. This is the manual way that I do them, and I use the negative piece from my cut file sheet, and I just place it on top of my pattern paper or whatever I'm using to back my file, and cut out a little bit of an outline bigger than the actual negative piece so that I have a little bit to glue onto the back side of the cut file. I like to use Nuvo glue. This is the deluxe adhesive because I know it's going to dry super clear and I don't have to worry about being super messy with it, which I usually am. And then I'm just going to continue building this. This is the second way that I back manually. I put the glue directly onto the back side, and then I glue it right down to my paper, and then I cut out around it. If you do it when this is still wet, you can kind of manipulate it a little bit and move it around to suit your needs to be able to cut it out, and it just makes it a little bit easier. So I've got most of it backed here. I'm going to show you how I do my negative pieces in the middle. I just grab the piece from my cut file and pop it onto my letter, and then I have kind of a template as to where my middles need to go. I'm not going to cut them out today. Normally I would take an X-Acto knife and trim out the middles, but I kind of like the way that that looks just filled in. So I'm going to leave it alone how it is. And I just need to back my camera there. That piece is done mostly. I'm just adding the middles to my camera. I'm going to actually pop up that middle part of the, I don't know, what's that called? Why am I drawing a blank on what that is called on a camera? The lens? Thank you. But I am just popping that up using some 3D foam squares, and then there's my triangle piece coming back in. This is actually from an older Not Just for Boys Kit Club kit that I've grabbed out of my stash. This is the Journey kit, I believe it was called, from way back, and it's been one of my favorite kits ever from them, and I am happy that I still have quite a bit of this kit left. So I'm just going to use a triangle piece of this. I'm just trying to make sure that I have it nice and covered, and then I added the distressing on the edges just using my edge distresser, and I'm just gluing that down with my tape runner, and then I'm trimming off the excess sides using scissors from the back side. I found that it's way easier to trim off the excess from looking at the back side of it than rather trying to do that from the front. So I've got my cut file there and some smooth white cardstock. I'm just going to go ahead and map my photos real quick here using that smooth cardstock and program in my date here, since I put all the dates on the backs of my photos, and that way I'm ready to go on my date stamp. And I'll go ahead and use my paper trimmer here beside me to trim my photos down and bring them back in. I've got 4 of them today that I'm using. It's not typical for me to use a lot of photos on my layouts. I like single photo layouts. I really like to focus on the creative elements a lot, but today I'm using 4, and I really like it. I've managed to actually get all of our family members in this layout in each photo. I've got both my boys, I've got my husband, myself, and my baby girl, and that's all of us. So we were on a camping adventure for these photos, and we were doing some biking, some hiking, some swimming, all the things. So This particular day was a little bit rainy, so we just kind of had to go for bike rides in between the rainstorms. But you can see the little beach area in the photo of my husband and my son. That's where we like to do most of our swimming whenever we're camping here. So I actually just trimmed this little scallop edge off of the packaging from that little package of ephemera that I have there from the kit. So you know, I like to use and recycle everything that I can on layouts, so that just was perfect for the side of that photo, just to finish that off. I've grabbed a couple of those little wordy bits from that little embellishment pack, and I'm just using the pattern papers that I have, just scraps of from this kit, and I'm just using those to layer my photos with. I distress the edges a little bit just by roughing them up with my fingernails, and then I'll glue those other little bits with that Nuvo glue here in a moment. I've got my finished cut file down. It's not glued down yet at this point. I wanted to have these little hiking boots that I fussy cut from the cut apart sheets. I think this is from the Great Outdoors collection, if I remember right. But it's like a full cut apart sheet that you can just cut everything out of. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just cutting a couple other things just to pop on the bottom of that layout in that little cluster there. I just wanted a few things there, like that little backpack I thought was super cute for our little hiking adventures and the walks that we went on, and the hiking boots, of course, and just all the fun things that we did. We love to go camping, and that's one of our favorite things in the summer. I'm also grabbing some camping flair from this shop. These are the canvas ones, and I love these, and I seriously should have ordered like 3 packs of them because I've been using them so much, and I'm almost out of them, so I should have ordered more. This is another little cut apart sheet. This was from that Paper Rose Studio collection, I believe. And I can't remember the name of what it was called, but it's all part of that kit that I'm using. So I'm just trimming that out. I was going to put it up top, but I do end up moving that to a different location here in a moment. But I've got this little cluster that I'm working on. I want to put a flare there and over on the side. And I'm going to actually grab some thread and some glue dots to make a little thread glue dot sandwich and put some thread in there for some more texture. Got my hiking boots glued down at this point. Yeah, this is just a super fun layout. I love the combination of the dark with the light. It's just something that I love to do. I like a good contrast, and I just love that green color in this collection. I just think it's so pretty. I'm going to go ahead and stick my cut file down here. I just put some Nuvo glue on it real quick just to adhere that down to my layout. I know that's where I want it to go. I'm not going to move it around anywhere. And I just used that sticker sheet just to give me a better application to actually adhere that down and press on the whole thing. So I've got my little wordy bits here that I'm just gluing down. I am going to grab some thread here in a minute. I have this little piece laying on my desk from some other layout. Who knows? I think it's actually by 49 in Market, but it was really cute and it matched this layout, so I added it there behind my photo. I just thought it needed something up there. And then here's where I'm moving this little piece that I cut out. I thought it looked cuter right there above the cut file, so I just popped it up with some 3D foam squares by Gina K. And then here I'm just grabbing some little stickers by Pretty Little Studio. I love these, and I am back in love with these, I guess. I kind of use them for a while, and then I get away from them, and then I kind of go back to them. So I've pulled them out, and I've used them on a couple layouts that I did today. So I am just adding them in a few places and finishing sticking down my little wordy pieces. This was a die cut by Hey Little Magpie, and it's just a nice border set that I have, and it just has these cute little scallops, so I'm just adding those to kind of match my little product piece that I cut off on the right photo over there. So I'm just adding a couple more little stitches. I'm going to finish up this cluster at the bottom, and then I'm going to add some thread behind my flare using some glue dots and some thread from my stash. I've got to add my date stamp here. This is the Paige Evans roller date stamp with some black archival ink. And then here's my little thread. I got a bunch of these off of Amazon, just all different colors. And I love that it's small. Sorry about the camera. I bumped it by accident. But I love that they're small, and it just, I don't know, them being small and round like that just makes it really roll up in my fingertips very, very nicely when I pop them in behind these flare. It just makes it really easy for me. So I'm just adding a glue dot to my flare itself, then the thread, then another glue dot to adhere it to the actual page. I'm just gonna glue down these tails real quick, and then that's gonna finish this one up. It's a pretty simple layout for the most part, so feel free to scrap lift if you'd like, and I hope that I've inspired you to get creative today. And if you want to grab that Pearscription for the monthly subscription, I will link that down below for you in case you want to grab those cut files. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for being here and supporting me each and every day. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.